studio seem brighter to you this morning? I asked you, does it seem brighter?
Yes, it does, Robert.
It's because this man right here, show him, take the Tony, Emmy, Golden Globe winning actor, star of American Fiction, Jeffrey Wright, everybody.
Yeah, Jeffrey.
Thank you.
If you're wrong, I do want to be right.
No,
all right, okay. When you first of all, this is brilliant.
Thank you.
And when you first read the script, your character, Monk, you were like, yes.
I was, from the first scene, really. The first scene takes place in a classroom. I'm a writer who also teaches in an unnamed university out in California, and it's a conversation that he's having with a student that I thought was very timely. It's around race and history and language and context. It's a conversation I think that we're having in a lot of classrooms and elsewhere in our country right now, but it's not necessarily a conversation that we're good at. Not that this is a good conversation in the film, but it's handled really wonderfully by our writer, Cord Jefferson, who also directed this movie. He adapted the script from a novel by Percival Everett called Erasure, and I was hooked at that point just from the first scene.
I want to take you back in time to childhood. I understand, well, we just learned a lot about your childhood in the commercial break, but I understand that your mom took you to the theater quite a bit.
Yeah.
But when it came time for her to embrace you as an actor, it wasn't quite as easy until one role, as I understand it, changed that perception, and that role was Angels in America.
Yeah, when I won the Tony, she was reasonably accepting that, that I had become an actor, and that was okay. She was a lawyer. I grew up in D.C., and she would take me to all the touring shows that came from New York. We'd go to the Ford's Theater, National Theater. I saw everything from Give 'Em Hell Harry, which was a one-man show that James Whitmore did about Harry Truman. We saw Annie. We saw For Colored Girls. We saw Pearly. I mean, just a range of things. Yeah. And it was really those nights that planted the seed. I didn't act in high school. I started my junior year of college, but I was really enthralled by those evenings. I remember thinking after the curtain went down that the world of the play carried on behind that curtain, and I wanted to be there. It was just magical stuff, and yeah, it was all like everything else.
Mom, it all worked out.
Well, yeah, maybe her subconscious was at work, but what did she want you to do?
I think she wanted me to be a lawyer or go to med school or something conventional like that, and yeah, the Tony, you know, turned the worm a little bit for her. Yeah,
let's take a look at a clip.
Here you go.
Right. Yeah. Wait a minute. Why are these books here?
I'm not sure. I would imagine that this author, Ellison, is black.
That's me. Ellison. Yeah. He is me, and he and I are black.
Oh, bingo.
No bingo, Ned. These books have nothing to do with African American studies. They're just literature. The blackest thing about this one is the ink.
You're sparking a lot of conversations with this movie. Now, I also understand, tell us if this is true, you've had a lifelong crush on Leslie Uggams, who plays your mom?
Haven't we all? I mean, I first saw her, I think, on the Variety show back in the late 60s, and I was like, who is this?
Yeah,
I mean, and I told her on the last day of filming, I said, and she does play my mother, I said, Leslie, you know, from the first moment I saw you, I've had a crush on you, mother. I think, you know, Freud would approve, but it was probably a little awkward to say it earlier. The last day. Yeah, didn't want to complicate things too much, but she's you know, she's still full of fire, and you know, she was really appreciative. But you know, I mean, she begins her career winning the talent show at the Apollo Theater when she's 8 years old, I think late 40s. And she just spans, you know, decades. She's still doing it beautifully with such grace. She goes from the Rat Pack to Roots.
She does.
I mean, she's representative of that group of performers who I think we all who are doing it now owe a great deal to. They allow us through their supreme talent and supreme dignity. They've won battles for us that allow us the freedom that we have creatively today. And she Yeah, it couldn't have
That's
been
well
more of a
said.
joy to work with her.
That's so well said. What is it about this film? I mean, the audiences are loving it. Critics, and congratulations on the Critics' Choice Award, recently won.
For Best Adapted Screenplay.
For Adapted Screenplay.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's resonating with so many folks?
Well, I think, again, we are having conversations that are timely. I was at an event recently. Mel Brooks was honored, and there was a clip, montage of interviews from him. He talked about satire. He said, if it's not relevant, if it's not talking about society, then what is it? It's not. So we're doing this. We're having these conversations, which may be difficult at times, but we're doing it with a good deal of fun. You know, we're kind of equal opportunity misanthropes. You know, we're throwing darts at everyone, including ourselves, and we're having a laugh. And I think it's bringing people into the film and into these conversations, but doing it with humor, and also doing it through a story about a family that puts the fun in dysfunction, played by Leslie and Tracy Ellis Ross and Sterling K. Brown. And that family looks like anybody's family. So it's welcoming in that way for audiences. You come in and you can find yourself somewhere in this film in a way that, in a pretty divisive time is bringing people together, at least in the theater.
It's beautiful storytelling just really always. Jeffrey, thank you.
So great.
You are a sheer delight. You really are. I want people to know American Fiction is in theaters everywhere now. Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.